Book Review: The Origin of Consciousness in the Breakdown of the Bicameral Mind. Julian Jaynes by Joseph Sanchez. Controversial book reviews that save you time on the YouTube channel. Abstract Drive. Julian Jaynes wanted to know what this phenomena of consciousness actually was and how it came about. Initially he started looking into lower vertebrate animals to see if they had consciousness as well. Initially he had to frame the phenomena as to what it actually was. It didn't take long before he realized that consciousness was not the reticular activating system. Every creature has a system that is there to help it to identify threats and respond to them. But this was not what we know as human consciousness. The reticular activating system no doubt came about over a long period of evolution. These learned phenomena are passed on to creatures from generation to generation. He determined that this was not consciousness. Having eliminated this avenue, he decided to take another approach, and since there is a large body of historical data collected by anthropologists, he would see if this could shed some light on the subject. This method proved to be much more enlightening. Dr. Jaynes did some real heavy introspecting. In one example of what consciousness is not, he says that much of what we do isn't conscious at all. He says that we react to many things throughout our day without being conscious of them at all. These reactions are not what consciousness is made of. He says that consciousness is a smaller part of our mental life than we realize. Now at this point I need to clarify what the definition of human consciousness is so that we are of the same understanding. What Drive Jaynes found was that consciousness is activated when we need to learn something new. Dr. Jaynes says that when we ask the question "what is consciousness?", what we are actually looking for is a metaphor. So what are metaphors, if not using something that we currently know to better illuminate something we are attempting to describe? Another phenomena that he understood was on the road to human consciousness was the analog. He gives an example that when we use a map to describe the area of the land that we are in effect using an analog. The map is not the actual land, but it is an analog of the land. This feature is something that only humans can do. This is now leading into the main thread of his discovery, and it really was a discovery. He came to the conclusion that consciousness came about due to the evolution of language, and that once language had evolved to the complex level that it is, and most likely due to the incredible increase in populations. This is an incredible book that everyone should read at some point. And of this brief review, hope this helps you to better decide if you would like to peruse this book. I definitely recommend this book to everyone. The Origin of Consciousness in the Breakdown of the Bicameral Mind. In the Breakdown of the Bicameral Mind,